Good morning, beautiful warrior women, and welcome to day 7, our final day of our 7-day Warrior Woman Challenge. And wow, what a week it has been. What incredible work you have done. I have to tell you, I am completely blown away by what happened this week. Just more energy, more life, more love, more power than I could ever have planned. And so that is because of you. That is because of what you brought. That is because of the intention and the power and the engagement and the courage and the strength and the love that you have brought to this week. It has been the most incredible honor to watch you, witness you, hold you, and lead you in this. And so I want to start by saying thank you. Thank you for the way that you have taken on this week, for trusting me enough to lead you through it, for trusting me enough to allow yourselves to become vulnerable, soft, opened, just for trusting me. And so thank you. And we're not finished yet. We're not finished yet. Today is day 7. And so we still have one more day of challenge to do. And actually, I'm going to give you a little gift. So today is our day 7 of the challenge week, which means that we have today to complete our day 7 challenge. But I'm adding in an extra bonus day tomorrow, which will be our completion day. So today we will focus on the energy and the intention of today, of day 7, which is vision and possibility. We will focus on manifesting and living in and bringing alive the energy and intention of vision and possibility for ourselves and for our lives. And we will do that with as much heart and courage and energy and motivation and intention and power and love as we can. And then tonight I will lead my last live coaching session of this Warrior Woman Challenge with you. And then tomorrow will be our completion day. It is an extra bonus day, and it is important that all of you take part. I was taught that the way that we complete something is as important and as powerful as the way that we have taken part. So often in my early life, I would take part in projects and ideas and groups, and I would go for it full gusto, but then I would trickle off at the end, and then I wouldn't really complete. Now, the way that we complete something creates the kind of intention and power that we want to honor the work that we have done in the first place. So I really invite you to give as much as you can today on day 7, and then to show up tomorrow for completion day, so that we can close this incredible body of work that we have done together in as whole a way as we can, so that it is done grounded and whole and truthful and with integrity and with the kind of power that you women have put into this week. Let's complete it with the same kind of power. So, today is all about vision and possibility. What do you envision for your life? What do you envision for yourself? You know, everything that I invited for you this week was an invitation. I deliberately set it out so that every single day this week there was an invitation for you to experience a part of yourself that maybe you have never experienced before, or maybe you have forgotten and it has been a long time. If you have had aha moments, if you have had healing, shifts, powerful changes, clearings, insights, struggles, challenges, sludginess, if you have had any of these things plus more, that is exactly as it was meant to be. That is what I intended for you. But every single bit of power and healing and love and positive change that took place for you this week, that is because that was in you already. I did not give any of you women a magic pill. It's not like I slipped you some LSD and suddenly you were enlightened and you experienced this incredible power that lives within you. No, that's not what I did. I gave you women an invitation to take something on. And yes, I led you. And yes, I held space. And yes, I facilitated this whole thing. But you were the ones. You were the ones that welcomed the invitation. And whatever came through for you, that was in you already. And I want you to hear that. Let that land. Any kind of inner strength or power or worth or love or healing or trust, any kind of ability to let emotions flow through that you've never had before, that was already within you. You were already capable of that. You just may not have been taught or guided or encouraged or reminded that that is your birthright. That is you. You are the warrior woman. Becoming a warrior woman isn't becoming someone else. This is the invitation for you to wake up as the warrior women that you already are. Now, some of you may have had really small openings and just little milliseconds of insight and tiny, tiny little sort of cracks where you have been able to see the possibility of a new way. What did it feel like to honor your worth and to really take in the value and the qualities of who you are uniquely in this world? What did it feel like to start to listen and tune in to your own needs? Did you meet a part of yourself that you may have never met before? Did you even come up against a quality within you that has the ability to hear something truthful and real within you, intuitive? What did it feel like to allow emotion and your experiences flow through you and vulnerability to be there and to just let that be? What did it feel like to show your face, to show your truth and show yourself to the world, to who anyone was looking? What did it feel like to honor your worth to be nourished? What did it feel like to honor your sacred body? And what did it feel like today to use your voice, to say no to what you don't want and yes to what you do? Any kind of gifts that you have received from any single one of the days of the last 7 days is because that is you. That is your possibility. That is what is within you. You know, it's hard for me to remember and to imagine the crack addict on the floor that was undernourished and sleeping with everybody that I could, that would give me attention, that was suicidal, that was bulimic, that was hurting herself. It's hard for me to even imagine that that was once me. You know, in my last final days of that stage of my life, I was taking hard drugs every day. I was bulimic 12 times a day. I was sleeping with the landlord of the pub next door, who repulsed me and I had no attraction to, and actually felt quite sick being with him. But I gave myself away because he gave me attention, and I got free booze from the pub. In my last morning, before I went to ask for help, I woke up in the morning and I couldn't stop crying at the thought that I might live like that for the next 50, 60 years of my life. I swear to you that I thought that it was over for me. Now, the possibility that I could ever be a woman that believed in her truth, that valued her worth, that stood in her power in this world and used her voice, that felt such love in her heart and such purpose in her life, to be able to have a loving family and a loving relationship with a husband, to be able to be a homeowner and run a business that doesn't even feel like work, it just feels like love, and to be able to be a mother that is available and loving. I can tell you this now. These things were an impossibility for me then. My perception couldn't even get my head round that any of that could actually be me. But look at my life now. And I'm not special. I'm no different to you. I'm no more special than you are. Like I said at the beginning, I believe that every single woman in this world has the warrior woman spirit within them. I believe that every single woman in this world has the ability to own her worth and stand in her power and love so deeply from her heart and trust herself and trust life, and to speak her truth and to share her gifts and to connect intimately and lovingly and authentically with others. I believe that every single one of you has that within you. It doesn't matter where you are in your life right now. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter how much you've been through. It doesn't matter where you've been. This is possible for you. This is possible for you. I'm going to let that land. So whatever has happened before, let that be what you can turn into what will happen for your future. So everything that you have experienced this week has been an invitation to what is possible for you, for your life. And that is what I want you to focus on today for day 7. What is the vision for your life? Now that you have experienced new parts of yourself, who do you want to be? If you were really to be the women that you were for the last 7 days, every day for the rest of your life, what would you do? What would your life even look like? Now remember, you know, we've just done 7 days. That's like a challenge every single day. Like, I have really challenged you. And look how much has changed. Look how much has shifted. Look how much possibility that there has been. And that's just 7 days. Can you imagine if this actually became your life? My God, what would you do? Who would you be? And how do you want to live? What kind of mothers would you be? What would you teach your children? What would you do in your work? What would you do in your life? Where would you go? How would you feel? What could be possible for you? Now, I don't underestimate that it has been really challenging, and that many, many, many of you, if not all of you, have come face to face with really uncomfortable feelings and challenges and stories and belief systems and doubts and fears over the last 7 days. You are human. It would be very rare and unrealistic for you to not have come face to face with that. But what is so powerful is that regardless of that, you still did it anyway. You know, this morning I woke up and I just felt very, very tearful. And I was consumed with fear because this is a huge dream for me. It has been a vision of mine for as long as I can even think. And I have created this work from a place of such love, and it's like I have lived my life to create this work. And I'm at a threshold where I'm about to introduce something so powerful to the world, which is my homecoming program. And I was just in floods this morning because it's so scary every single time I do something new. Every single time I have to come to the threshold of an old knowing or an old me, and I get ready to leap and open to something new and a new possibility, I feel fear. Now, being a warrior woman is not about not having fear, but it's about, can we feel it and can we do it anyway? So even though you've had challenges, even though there have been maybe dark times, difficult times, even though maybe you're still going through it, that doesn't mean that this isn't possible for you. It just means that the tools that we've gifted you and the courage that you may have had even a millisecond of a taste of, that is the courage that we need to keep moving forward. And that's why it's so powerful to do this together, so that we can be in support and community and group, so that we can, when we are falling back and ready to give up, we can see what everyone else is doing, and that inspires us. Do you know what has been so remarkable about this week? And I swear to you, I don't think I have ever seen this exist anywhere else, ever. I did not sniff out, and I'm a pretty intuitive woman, I did not sniff out even a tiny sniff of competitiveness or bitchiness or cliqueiness in this group. And I have never seen that before in a complete women's group. There is love here. And when some of us fell back and was in the fear and in the darkness, others stepped forward and inspired everyone else to step up again. And that is why it is so powerful doing this together. So what is the vision for yourself and your life? If you could be the woman that you experienced in yourself this week, every day for the rest of your life, what would your life be like? Who would you be? What would you want to do? What would it feel like? So that's my invitation for you today. So day 7. Your first part of your challenge today is this. After this video, I want you to write in your journal. And I want you to acknowledge and write down all the things that you have gained from this week. Maybe it was feeling of power, possibility, feeling cleaner. Some of you have said, I feel clearer, cleaner, like something has been released. I feel more focused, I feel supported, I feel loved. One of you wrote to me yesterday that you saw your body for the first time in 36 years. I mean, that's powerful. I want you to acknowledge all the things that you have gained from this 7 days. And that's also when you've had the challenges, but you've done it anyway. I saw that even though fear or anxiety or sadness moved through me, it moved through me. And I was able to let it. Even though I wanted to hide under the covers, I came back and I wrote my post and I engaged and I got heard and seen. I want you to write and acknowledge all the things that you have gained from the last 7 days. Gained in you. All the you-ness that you saw. I've made that up, but I know you know what I mean. That you saw in yourself this week. So that's your part 1. And with every single one, I want you to let it land. Please acknowledge this, because this is your truth. This is actually what happened for you. And it's only been 7 days, although it feels like we've been here forever. Which is wonderful. I wish we did live like this together. So that's your part 1. And then part 2. I want you to write your vision. I want you to write 24 hours of you living as the warrior woman that you were this week in the vision of your life. I want you to write it in a way that you are focusing so much on how you feel being you for 24 hours in your life as the woman that you experienced in yourself this week. I wake up in the morning and I feel the respect and honor for my own worth. And that makes my body feel soft and strong. I tune into my needs and I can hear them clearly. And I feel love and possibility to be able to take care of them. I feel the commitment of the responsibility for myself and honoring myself and mothering myself. And that gives me power. I believe that I am worthy of being nourished, and I create the most beautiful breakfast for myself. And as I eat, I feel my body and my heart and my soul being nourished too. That you get my picture. I want you to write you for 24 hours in your vision of you in your life. Being the woman that embodies all the qualities that was your invitation of the last 7 days. What would your life look like? How would it be? Who would you be? And what would you do with it? When I came into recovery from my addiction, I only dreamed of one day being a woman that felt fulfilled and in my power. Now, that woman wasn't going to just show up at my door and say, here she is. As I wrote the vision of my life, every single step of the way since then has been part of me growing into the woman that I needed to be, that I envisioned for myself. But the first step is to write the vision. Let that be your declaration, and as you write it as if you are it. Not somewhere out there, I want to be a woman who feels her honor and worth. No, I am. I wake up and I am. So that's your second part. Beautiful. And your third part is, what are you willing, now that you read your vision, What are you willing to do and to take action in? What kind of commitment are you willing to make for yourself to become the woman that lives like that for every day of her life? What are you willing to take on? Are you willing to go to any lengths? Are you willing to do the work? Are you willing? What are you willing to do? Like I said, when I came in for my addiction and I envisioned being a woman that stood in my worth and in leadership, in my power, in my work, and with a family and as a mother, back then I was kind of willing to do whatever it took. And every single step of the way has been part of me growing into that woman. So your part 3 is to write, what am I willing to commit to? Am I willing to do what it takes? Because this feels so good. What I want to remind you is this, is that something happened this week. I really mean that. Something really happened. And you women will never go back to being able to be the woman that doesn't know what it feels like to be the woman you were this week. When I came into sobriety and I had 3 or 4 months, I could never go back to being the girl that didn't know what it felt like to live free and sober. You will never be able to go back and not know what it feels like being the woman that honored her worth, that made a stand for her beautiful body, that declared being responsible for her needs, that made a stand for what she's going to say no to and what she's going to say yes to. You will never be able to go back to being the woman that doesn't know what that feels like. So I invite you to keep moving forward. Don't go back. A lot of you have been saying, oh, we're coming to the end, we're coming to the end. I want to say this to you. You don't have to come to the end. Actually, maybe this isn't an end. Maybe this is just the beginning. Maybe that this is just the beginning. And so if this is just the beginning, what are you willing to do to be the woman that you have written as yourself in your vision? And then number 4, part 4, is take a picture of yourself and post it on Instagram and Facebook, or both, or one or the other. I would invite you to do both today as your final picture. And acknowledge all the things that you have gained from this week. And acknowledge the vision of who you are ready to stand in your life. As a woman that experienced what it felt like to be honored in my worth, to honor my body, to know that I am worthy of being truly nourished, to use my voice clearly and set boundaries. I envision that my life continues this way so that I may have the courage to do this and do this and do whatever it is that you want to do, or feel this. Yeah. And express some gratitude if you feel it in your post. And don't forget to use the hashtag WarriorWomanRise. And please don't forget to tag me in it and say that this is your day 7 of your 7-day Warrior Woman Challenge. Now, tonight will be our last live coaching session. So please, as many of you as you can, all of you, come to that session, 8:30 p.m. UK time. Do not miss it. Let's complete this 7-day challenge with as many of us as we can get together. It's important. The way that we complete something is as powerful as the way that we have done it. So if many of you as you can, please come to the live tonight. And then tomorrow will be our final day. It's a bonus day because I know some of you have been behind. So it gives the opportunity for people to complete day 7 people who are abroad in different time zones. So posts may still be coming in tomorrow. We're not going to close the group immediately. We're going to keep it open just for a few more days, but tomorrow will be our completion day. There will be a completion video that is released tomorrow morning that will talk about how to complete this properly, and that we can complete it together. And then there will be another and final completion video tomorrow afternoon. There will be another exercise for you tomorrow. So that's our bonus day. Just so that we have been able to complete the whole process in a very, very solid way. Good. So a lot of you have been asking me what next. I want to talk to you about what next. I want to talk to you about homecoming, which is everything that the last 7 days has come from. I want to talk to you about the possibility for yourself. And I want to be able to hold space for you so that this whole process feels really grounded and complete for you.